If you had asked me 2 years ago what I thought about essential oils, I would have told you that you were crazy to say that you could use essential oils for illnesses, for medicine, until I had an experience with Lacey, who is my niece. She was 2 years old at the time. This was about 2 years ago, and she started having seizures. Within about 3 days, she was having about 8 to 12 seizures a day, even more sometimes. My sister and her husband were afraid to let her even sleep alone at night, so they had to have her sleep in their bed every single night because they wanted to be there in case she started to seize. So it was very scary and it was very sad. If I were watching Lacey, my sister would call periodically, very worried about her the whole time, trying to make sure I'd given her the medication on time, making sure I was watching her, making sure that she was in somebody's care every moment. So my sister couldn't even relax because she was constantly worried about Lacey. Her doctor sent her up to a specialized children's hospital, and she was up there, living there for a couple of weeks while the doctors did all of the testing that you can imagine that they would do. And watching your daughter in the hospital hooked up to all those machines was hard for my sister and their family. And it was hard for us to see what they were going through. So they tried the different medications with Lacey. And over the next several months, the doctors would change the doses and try different combinations until it got to the point where Lacey was on the largest doses of all the medications they can give a 2-year-old. And at this point, Lacey was having side effects from these medicines. For example, one of the medicines made her behave as if she was totally drunk. She couldn't walk in a straight line. She would fall down. I can remember we were at a family get-together, and all the kids were running around in the yard, and she kept falling down. And you could see she was getting so frustrated. She was so mad that she couldn't run and play with the other kids. So it was very hard to see. After several months of this, a friend of my sister's told her, "You should try frankincense oil." And I thought it was crazy. I thought it was ridiculous. And I thought, give me a break. But they did try it. And as you can imagine, when you're dealing with something like that with your child, you're willing to try just about anything, especially if you know it's not going to hurt them. So they tried the frankincense oil. They applied it to the bottoms of her feet, which I thought was really weird, and it almost immediately stopped the seizures. She went down to, I believe, about 2 or 3 seizures a week instead of 8 to 12 a day, and I could not believe it. Today, Lacey is a happy, healthy little girl. She runs around with her friends, with her brothers and sisters, just like she used to before she started having the seizures. She can speak again because with the medication that she was using before, her speech became slurred and she couldn't talk appropriately, so it was very difficult to understand her. And so now she can talk and play and run around. She goes to school. She is able to do anything that she wants to do now. Once I went through that experience with Lacey, I wanted to use the essential oils for my family. And I decided, okay, we will use the essential oils first before we try anything else, and we'll see if they work. And if they work, great. And if they don't, then we can use our regular medicine, over-the-counter medicine that we always use. So that's what we did. And it has been 2 years since that time, and not once have we ever had to use medication from the doctor or over-the-counter, except in the case of surgery.
Hi, I'm Terry Gasaway Jr. As a husband and a father to 3 beautiful daughters, I know what it's like to hold a sick child and feel helpless to their needs. It's painful, it's frustrating, and the fear and worry can be unbearable. And I bet you've been there too. What would it feel like if you could be in control of your family's health and wellness? Wouldn't it be satisfying to know that you didn't always have to rely on doctors and costly medications to keep them healthy? Wouldn't you love to be able to identify an illness at its earliest stage, know what to do, what steps to take to heal yourself and your loved ones, all from within the warmth and familiarity of your own home? You can have this comforting assurance and peace of mind, all through the amazing gift of doTerra's essential oils. I invite you to become empowered. You can be a natural healer in your home. Simply fill out this form so that we can connect you with this valuable information. There is so much more that I want to share with you. particularly why these essential oils work and how easy they are to use in your day-to-day life. You'll immediately receive this information once you fill out the form.